In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a Google Sheet document to find out the square footage in your house. So what you'll notice is I'm currently in my drive. I also have either Revit or Homestyler open already. Whichever tool I'm using doesn't matter. The Google Sheets process is exactly the same. So I'm going to go ahead and click New, go down to Google Sheets, and open that up. And what I get is called a spreadsheet. Okay. Now, some people are going to want to make this very organized. They're going to want to have a column with room names here and then square footages next to them. Okay. If you choose to do that kind of layout stuff, that's fine. We're going to more use the tool in kind of a quick and easy way. So all I'm going to do is in this column A. So this is a spreadsheet. It's got cells. Each cell gets a number. Okay. And we can do stuff to those numbers, like in our case, add them up. Okay. And they're kind of like, if you remember the board game Battleship, they're named by the letter column that they're in and the numbered row. So that is A1. This down here is E12. Okay. That does matter. You need to know where you are. Okay. So what I'm going to do is in the A column, I'm going to start writing down the individual room square footages. And again, you might wonder, well, where do I get those? If I'm using Homestyler, they're right here under each one. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to write down just the number. So I would do 191, 470, 122, 15. And again, you want to do that in some sort of pattern so you know where you are. Okay. In Revit, you have your room plan. So again, I'm going to do the same type of thing where maybe I'm going to go across the top. I'm going to go here, 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 here. So to make this easy, what I would do is I would take your Revit screen and I would shove that over to the side here. You may want to kind of get right on here and, oh, that's right, it won't let me make those any smaller. Anyways, this window might kind of help you because one of the things that you can do is if you slide this around, like I can only see this many rows. And that way in my spreadsheet over here, which I then take and put on this side of my screen, I input these numbers as I see them. So right here, I'm going to do 476, enter, and I'm going to go across the top over the walk-in closet, 83, down below that, 39. I'm just typing the number and hitting enter. You'll notice as I type them in, they slide to the right. That means they're a number. If I typed in something else, like a word, you'll notice that stays to the left. Okay, so do not, and you notice I didn't type the SF. I'll accidentally do that the next time. So 20 is my next one. So if I type in 20 space SF, it sees that as text, as like it's a word. And you can't really, I know what algebra is, but you can't really do math to a word. So we want to just make sure it's just the numbers. So that's 20. My mudroom is 68. The bathroom there is 27. You'll notice I have a hallway that I don't have tagged. If you are missing tags for like hallways and stuff like that, that's fine. The thing that you're going to use on your listing is called livable square footage. So that's not necessarily space that we live in. Okay. And as you can see, I could then move over. So now I see all these numbers. And since there's just a few, I'll go ahead and add them in. Master bath is 108. Oh, I do have to click back over to my spreadsheet, 108. 187 in the master bedroom, 150 in the office, kitchen 358, okay, etc. And so I would then, I could move down and start working through the rest of my house. And you'll notice using this box, I just move to an area and enter all the rooms that I can see in that area. I'm not going to continue and make you watch me do a bunch of this stuff because this is plenty for us to do it. All right, so now we're going to come back over to our spreadsheet. I'm going to make this big so that everybody can see. I am going to want to name this, so I'll just click up here and I'm going to call this house square footage And by calling it that, when I actually have to come back and find this number that I figure out, I have plenty of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up in a spreadsheet what's called a formula. Okay. And a formula does the math for you. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here with a calculator and type all these numbers in. Okay. What I'm going to do, and I am in cell C5. Okay. Just because I usually try to get it off the top because it's something that's unique. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add every number that appears in this column. So I can even set this up when I'm part of the way done, and I'll show you in a moment that as I add numbers, this number will go up. Okay, so this is what is going to be my square footage. So first thing about spreadsheets, if I want it to do math, I have to start with the equals sign. For a lot of us, I know that's backwards. We usually end with the equal sign when we want an answer. But to tell the computer, do not show what I'm typing, show the result of a math equation or the result of a formula, start with equals. Okay? Now, they do Google Sheets, just like Excel or other spreadsheet programs, they try to help you. So as I start to type in, it's going to give me suggestions of the formula that I might want to use. Okay, so when we add things up, the result we get is what's called a sum. Okay, so I want to use the sum formula. Okay, and it even tells me sum of a series of numbers and or cells. Okay, that's what I want, and it types it in and gives me the open parentheses. Okay, now I can have it add up either cells like this, okay, and this formula right here, just to see the example, would add everything that's in cell A2, so we're 83, to A100, and then it would also add 101 to that, okay, which is kind of an interesting way to use that, is to add a static feature, but we're not going to use it for that. Okay, we're going to use it to add the entire column. So the shortest way to do that is to actually come up here on where it says A and click A. And you'll notice that it says A:A, which is its code for all of column A. You'll see it's all highlighted. As I scroll down, all of column A is highlighted. Okay. And if I then type the close parenthesis, shift 0, okay, and hit enter, it now has that in there. So right now I'm at 1,516 square feet, which is great. So I'm going to put this back and show you that whole automatic updating feature. So I moved down to a square where I can now add numbers. So right here, if I add my 397 of my living room, you'll notice it adds that in. 78 in the foyer, 121 in the dining room, 32 in the closet, and in the hall closet, 124 in bedroom 4, 7 in bedroom 3, 139. And again, I know some of you that are the super organized people, like this makes your head hurt. I could have moved everything over. I could have room name here. I could have square footage here. Okay. I could have my blank cell. I usually set this up so that I have a blank row before I do a sum like this, before I do a column sum, just to kind of have a little bit of separation so that I know what numbers are what. Also, in case I had accidentally picked this column too, you get errors if you include a sum inside itself. So really make sure you don't do that. But that's the simple and easy way to figure out your square footage. All you have to do is type in all the numbers.